Welcome to Newsela. Once you select the Newsela icon on your Launchpad, you'll be taken to your teacher page. When you land on this page, you'll be able to scroll down and see what's new and what might be of interest. So let's take a quick tour. Let's start over here on the far right. Here's the Education Center. This is where you would click to go and get additional support, maybe some professional learning, and to join the Newsela community. Next to your name is a drop-down button where you will see your subscription products that are provided. You can click here for settings, which is where you would go to sync your class with ClassLink. The next button is your binder, where you will have a quick view of all your assignments, the activity feed, what your students are doing independently, a reading summary, a report on power words. If you move after binder and move to the left, you'll see assignments. Then you can select your content, and here you can see all content. You can see content saved by you and content created by you. Next, you'll see certain collections that have been purchased for you by the district. One is social studies, and from there, if you look on the left-hand side, you'll be able to scroll down and dig deeper into what's being offered. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom because I want to point out particularly the primary sources, multimedia, different types of histories, and of course civics and economics. Move to the left one more spot and you get to SEL. ELA, English Language Resources, and these are specifically designed with the language arts standards in mind. Take a look at the different collections that are offered, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'd like you to notice that fiction is a fairly recent addition to Newsela. Keep going left and we go to the library. On the left, they'll give you some more topics that you can search, and going down to the very bottom is something called the Reading Skills Check. You would assign a grade level to your students. Students would select to read 3 out of the 9 articles and complete all the quiz questions. What that does, it helps the algorithms built within Newsela to place the student on the appropriate reading level. And the grades start with grade 2 and go all the way up to grade 12. Let's move on to news. Will be specific topics that you can search further. Right now we have election 2020 and further topics to explore. Now let's go to search. With the search, you can use a keyword. It remembers your recent searches. When I start my search, I can look for individual articles. I can look at text sets, which are groups of text with something in common. I can search by standards, and I can now search for videos. If I want to further filter my search, I select on these options. I'm going to notice some icons for each article. The ES means that it's in English and Spanish, and the lightning bolt means that there are power words associated with this article. So I'm going to click on this. I think this might be interesting, and I can see right away that I can choose to see this article in Spanish or English. It's the same article and the same content. First, let's take a look at the options here. I can share it on my smart panel at the front of the room, or if I'm doing virtual, I can screen share it. I can save this and it will go into my save to my content. They have just added this in the past few months a read aloud option, so it can be read aloud. I can share this article with other colleagues. I can choose to hide this article so that my students won't see it if they're reading independently. And I would do that if I plan to use that for future instruction. I can create a printed copy, and I can add this to a text set of my own creation. Each article comes at 5 reading levels. I'm going to go to the lowest level for this particular article, and I'll see here that the word count is 365 words. I can see the standards. If you notice the bold print with the green line underneath, that's a power word. If a student clicks on that, they'll see the word, they'll see the definition. So that's the lowest Lexile level. Now let's see what it looks like. Word count has changed to over 1,000 words. You can see the text is denser, but please know that the content remains the same. And if you notice, the power words are now different as well. Let's take a look at the activities offered in this article. I have power words, and the power word activities will be 8 questions. Another option is the write option, where they provide a write prompt already, but if you want to edit it to meet your own needs, you can change the writing prompt. Save it, and now students will see this writing prompt at all levels. The quiz is another option. There are 4 questions for the quiz. The quizzes are automatically scored for you. Now, since this is part of the social studies collection, a different prompt, but you can edit this one as well. I'm going to create the assignment, and I'm going to select the class I put this in. I can adjust the text level and lock a selection in. I can provide instructions. I can even provide some notes for teachers and let them know to delete these before sharing these with students. And now this is added to all of my assignments. If I wanted to share this with another teacher, I would come down to share the assignment template, which means they now can get the copy of this assignment and then customize it to make it their own. One more thing I want to show you about this article is annotations. In order to make an annotation, you or the student simply takes your cursor and selects a piece of text. You can decide what color, and you can write. You can use an annotation to ask the students a question. Students can use annotations to ask you a question, or they can use an annotation just to show what they see as important. Please note that annotations set on one learning level will not be visible on another learning level. And that makes sense because the text has changed as well. So that is a super quick tour of Newsela, and I hope you and your students take some time to do exploring.